Hello, welcome to our very first segment of Teach, Train, Tell. On this channel, the main goal is to identify ways to better reach our children, whether that be homeschooling, Sunday school teacher, child evangelism, fellowship worker, uh, tutor, babysitter. How do you reach the children? I've been a Sunday school teacher. I've worked with CEF. I've done a lot of corporate training over the years and find one thing in common: people and children easily bore. So I hopefully as we go along with this, if you have ideas, if you have things that you do in your class that really gets the attention of the children, so be a forum that we can share ideas, we can build on ideas, and hopefully help any challenges, find solutions to those challenges. So the thing that I'm working on this week, I've been trying to teach the children in my Sunday school class. They have a Sunday school class that's fourth and fifth grade. I've been trying to teach them the books of the Bible. There's some material that I've printed off from Etsy. Thought it would be very resourceful. Laminated some pages. We cut the books out by category and thought, hey, this will be an easy way for them to learn. Well, I think they've lost it or thrown them away. Anyway, needless to say, for them, that wasn't something that was challenging. So we started doing competitions. And there's usually a group of three, or there's three groups, and four to the table. So I thought, well, hey, we'll break them into groups. And I did some cutouts where we have Old Testament, New Testament, and then they have to sort them out by category. So the books of the law, they take all the books of the law: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. They're all together on one sheet, and then they put them in order. They did really well last week, but I asked them, how do we get you to that next level? How do we get it to where you can identify and put them in order without them being pre-grouped? So they came up with the idea of, let's do Jenga blocks. So I thought about it and came up with this idea. So let's go and dive right in. You are looking at what's currently showing. What you're looking at is Cricut Design Space. You say, hey, I don't have a Cricut. That's okay. I'm also going to show you how to do this in Word. And then I will give you a link after the second part of this. So there's going to be a module too. We're going to actually put them together, and I'm going to show you how to do all that. I will drop the instructions and put a link in that show so that you can go and you can download the format. But I'm going to show you how to do it in Word. So I'm just not very good at cutting things out, or at least not cutting in a straight line. So I use the Cricut frequently. So when you're looking at my screen, first I'm going to go over what we're going to do, then I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to color code the blocks. I want the kids, because they were kind of mortified and said, oh, wow, are we going to have to learn all of them? So I tried to color code them. That way, when they see green, for this example, if they see green, they know that all the green goes with the books of the law. If I were to decide to just use law instead of put the books of the law, then this example, we use purple. That way it's color coded and they can identify it and don't get discouraged. But let me show you how I did this. I actually have a couple shapes here. We'll get rid of these. I actually went over here to the side. So if you go over to the left side, looking at your monitor, you see the shapes. I brought my shape down. Now, I've done this a couple times, so I know what size I want it. So let's go up here to size. I'm going to unlock the ratio. I know I want 0.84. And on this one, for the width, I know I want 2.48. There we go. So now I have the size I need. Now, if I was starting from scratch, I would go down here to the plus. I'm going to duplicate it. Actually, the best thing to do would to go up here to the color, add whatever color you want, and we'll get rid of this. And then duplicate it. That way, you don't have to keep adding the colors. I'm not going to do all the blocks. I'm just going to show you how to do this. And I'll show you how to do it in Word. And I will take a quick break. I'm not going to make you sit through as I do all of the books. And we'll come back and see what it looks like. Now, there's a couple ways of doing this. You can type it in. So go over here to text. And let's see on my text. Let's just go law. I'm going to type in law. Then I'm going to look at the font. Now you see, number one, this is way too large for our box. So I'm going to go up here to the size. Well, first, let me pick a new font. So you see, I clicked right here. Let's look at a new font. I want something the kids could read but would find kind of funny. Okay, so we'll do this, law. Oh, that one almost fits perfectly. I don't have to do too much to it. You can size this. You can go in and make the adjustment. I usually just, you can align it so that it perfectly centers. I just do a guess and look at it and said, okay, this looks good. Once I get the law here, the thing that I need to do is flatten. I want to flatten this because I'm going to print this out. If I don't flatten it, what'll happen is the Cricut will cut this and then it will cut these letters out. I don't want that. I want it to print and just cut the rectangle out. I'm going to do the same thing. Let's put Genesis. Now, when I told you there's a couple ways that you can do this, you can use the same font. You can change the font up, but you can also, let me bring this over on my screen. You could also bring up and say, hey, I don't know if that I want to, some of these books are awfully long, and maybe you struggle with the spelling. You can also copy. Let's put it in my text box, and you can paste. Okay? Now this one's definitely not going to fit. You can see I use different types of font. It's totally up to you. If you wanted to change this, instead of the BFC Foxy, you can, let's click, go down, let's find a different font. We want one the kids can actually read though. Now there's a couple ways you can do this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to center, but I'm going to go up here to the font size and I am going to put 45. And whoa, that really blew up. Let's get rid of the 7. All right, it doesn't look too bad. I can go back and mess with it, but I'm just going to eyeball it and say, move that over a little bit. It looks pretty good. Once again, I'm going to highlight this and I'm going to come over here and flatten. Now, I'm going to do this to all of them. And once I get done, I will show you what the end result looks like. I will see you in a few.